Have you heard? The rite of parting.
Muy buenas a todos, uipa, y bienvenidos a otro directo más de ciscoverygame. Ha sido directo seguido de una detrás de otro prácticamente. He estado aquí hace poco haciendo ejercicio, luego ahora con Genshin Impact. Cisco está loco, está chalado haciendo directos tan de seguida. No, este es prácticamente el horario que pienso tener aproximadamente, entre comillas, a partir de hoy, ¿vale? Estaba haciendo una serie de pruebas, viendo cómo me va todo, y en un principio así va bien, ¿vale? No sé cuánto tiempo aguantaré, pero por ahora así se va a quedar. ¿Por qué Genshin Impact? Porque tenemos misiones pendientes que no las he hecho porque vagueza mía, pereza mía, llámalo X. Y quería hacer una misión del albedo este, pero al parecer ha desaparecido, por lo cual lo he perdido. No sé qué cojones ha pasado, pero se ha perdido. O sea, ya no lo puedo hacer. Mala suerte. Bad luck, compañero. Entonces, ¿qué vamos a hacer hoy? Hoy vamos a hacer una misión legendaria, que es esta de aquí. La historia de Historia Antiqua, ¿vale? Que esta es del loquillo del Zhongli, ¿vale? Que lo teníamos ahí pendiente de hace ya un bombazo de tiempo. Y dije, pues mira, hoy es el momento, hoy nos lo vamos a hacer y esto lo vamos a subir al canal de YouTube. Además, tenemos por aquí misiones diarias que no están hechas, que obviamente habrá que hacerlas. Y luego tenemos aquí algunas cosillas que, bueno, podemos ir haciendo así de esquinilleo y nos la quitamos del medio. Pero voy a ir directamente al evento este, ¿vale? Me lo voy a quitar ya del medio. Así que vamos al lío. Las misiones están aquí. Y nada, vamos a darle caña, tío. Vamos a darle caña. Esto está por aquí abajo, ¿verdad? ¿Y cómo llego yo ahí? Mi pregunta del millón. ¿Cómo puñetas llego yo ahí? Bueno, no sé. Ya veremos. Al parecer ha habido movida con el de Greg, ¿no? O sea, ha tenido un récord de audiencia de 2 millones y pico. No sé qué historia. Puede ser. Porque ha llegado a los 2 millones de followers, o no sé qué historia, no sé, tío. O sea, me pierdo. Que también me digo una cosa, me importa 3 cojones. O sea, me centro más en lo mío, que es lo que tengo. Y la gente que quiera apoyar a ese canal, pues mira, enhorabuena, bien por él. Y ya está, tío. Yo me conformo con lo que tengo ahora mismo y ya está. Y mientras, pues darle dinero al que no le debe dar dinero. Fin de la historia. Continuamos. ¿Cómo llego yo hasta allí? Lo único que se me ocurre es con... Bueno, podría llegar hasta allí, volar hasta arriba del todo. Mira, ahí. Vale, tengo una idea. Si puedo escalar hasta allá arriba, que creo que no puedo. ¡Hola, Azul! ¿Qué pasa, tío? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cuánto tiempo, tío? Vamos a ver. Vale, no sé si el juego está bien, está a tope. Yo al menos no estoy escuchando a toda pastilla. Pues mira, me voy a hacer la misión legendaria de Zhongli, que no lo tenía hecha. Como soy un cenutrio, pues lo voy a hacer ahora. ¿Podré llegar hasta allá arriba? Yo creo que así sí llego. Vale. Pero yo no me acuerdo. Yo ya no me acuerdo cuándo fue la última vez, tío. yo qué sé. ¿Qué te digo? ¿Qué te cuento? Mira ahí cómo me espera Zhongli. Ahí. Pues mira, llego. Llego más o menos. Eso es, escalo. Bueno, yo soy muy bestia. ¿Cómo? No me jodas. Me cago en tal, tío, ¿en serio? Así que si planea venir más a menudo, lo mejor sería mezclarse con los invitados y ver si puede convencer a uno de ellos. Me cago en tal. Pero... ahora.
Oh? I didn't think I would see you here.
Are these two your friends?
Yes, we had the fortune of meeting not too long ago. They are quite a knowledgeable and talented pair. Traveler, we were just discussing the history of Rex Lapis. Would you like to listen?
This, good sir, seems not to appreciate the almighty power of the Lord of Geo. As a professional archaeologist, I'm inclined to correct. We are discussing the whereabouts of the first Mora.
The first Mora?
As everyone knows, the Lord of Geo taught the ancient people of Liyue the craft of smelting, creating goods that allowed them to develop trade with the... Today, Liyue holds the sole right to cast Mora in the entire continent of Teyvat.
According to my research, as well as my own hypothesis, I believe that this coin of unique historical significance has been passed on. For example, perhaps the Qixing who control the Liyue use it in some kind of unknown ceremony.
No. My research indicates that the first Mora is a catalyst. This we all know. Even today, Mora is used in the mystic arts for its... The world's first Mora would no doubt possess the strongest power. My next historical treatise will boldly that is, that the Lord of Geo used this original Mora as a
dagger and a sword?
Well, buy the book when it comes out to read the full story. For now, I will only reveal this. The one who finds the dagger shall become supreme in Liyue.
Hola.
I can't say I agree. Let us not speak of the authenticity of the dagger and sword first. But Mora and money. Rex Lapis just meant for Mora to serve as a catalyst, for people to exchange. The world's first Mora is probably just an ordinary coin created by Rex Lapis. As for its fate...
I think that Mr. Hanshua's hypothesis seems reasonable. Mr. Zhongli's argument on the other...
No, I am not debating right or wrong. I am simply...
Enough! Do you think you understand the Lord of Geo
A ver,
more than me?
es un arconte. Este tío ha vivido muchos años, siglos. Así que creo que entenderá perfectamente el significado del primer Mora. Así que no le vaciles.
I know but little about history, and I wouldn't dare to brag. But discussion is meaningless if everyone has the same...
Well then, answer me this. Long ago, when Liyue Harbor was being constructed, the Lord of Geo taught the people how to build houses. The model home he...
That is correct, indeed.
Okay, then tell me. Why would the Lord of Geo do something so extravagant?
There's a simple explanation, really. To the god of wealth and commerce, what material is easier to get than... I mean...
Excuse me, sir. I have some questions about archaeology. Can we find somewhere quiet to chat?
Ya empezamos con el secretismo.
Oh, it's no problem at all. But may my friend accompany us? Perhaps
Of course. They can come if that's what pleases you, sir.
Que comience el epílogo, el acto 1. Vamos a ver. Oh, tengo por aquí un...
Brace yourself.
¿Dónde? ¿Está por aquí arriba? Sí, míralo. Está ahí arriba. Está por ahí arriba.
Here we go.
Como siempre hay que llegar a los sitios.
What I'm
Desde
about
arriba.
to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of angry looks. So it's best to discuss this somewhere quiet.
Hostia, tengo agujetas. Tengo unas agujetas que lo flipáis. Uf, mañana.
Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boasting and acting of the others. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that all the gods that the Geo Archon killed...
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contracts. So any gods...
Right! The Lord of Geo wouldn't kill the...
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt. The god of salt, Havria, was a very
La
kind
diosa de la
god,
sal.
but she encountered Morax one day in battle. Morax used a rather underhanded trick to... assassinate.
What? No.
This bit of history is a long story.
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event, I've already searched for answers for a long time.
Quite so.
Bueno, un
Over
fatui.
here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you. So you're over here all this time.
Put down your weapon and stay back. Otherwise, Paimon's reporting you to the...
First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an archaeological research...
The Fatui say that every...
But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I could show you the official documentation. I will be conducting an archaeological survey here, the results of which will all be shared with the ministry. I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhongli, with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology. So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a handsome amount.
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the Wang...
Of course you would be such a reasonable man. Well then, let's head...
Wait, if you are studying archaeology, can I go too? I am also a scholar in this...
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too. This experience may be
Hola,
of help
Adrián,
to
¿qué
you on
pasa?
your future adventures. It is a story from before the rise of the Seven. Although the god of salt has already perished.
Wait. This is an archaeological expedition, not a tour group. That's too many people.
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no one.
Oh?
If my friend espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely...
Hey, Paimon's good at that too.
Well, that is quite enticing. Well, let's go. There's no time to waste. When the Overlord of the Vortex was crushed by the Jade Chamber recently, perhaps something of interest, an ancient artifact would be good. Traces of ancient activity would be great. But a piece of the god's limb would be even better. Who knows what's...
Está motivadísimo. Vale. Vale. Tenemos que ir aquí, ¿verdad? Vale, voy a hacer una cosa antes de nada. Y es que voy a coger al... Que en realidad no es necesario. Pero yo, por si las moscas... tuve que cambiar el personaje principal. Le tuve que cambiar la habilidad, ¿vale? El afín. Entonces, en vez de que sea el Anemo, vamos a cambiarlo para que sea el Geo. Por aquí. Consonancia con Geo. Vale, una vez hecho esto, vamos a proseguir con la misión. Nos quedamos con este por ahora.
Ready for a rehearsal?
Y nos quedamos así. Muy bien, pues nos trasladamos aquí. Y creo recordar que había por ahí golems, si no me equivoco. Había unos golems por ahí, había como 4 o 5. Me tenía que pelear contra ellos, pero bueno, esperemos que no sea así. La verdad que son unos pedazos paisajes que los flipas.
Can we really find anything valuable here?
Huh? Paimon thinks it looks really grand.
¿Ves? Paimon pienso igual que yo. Unas pistas que te cagas.
I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out of the ordinary. A big battle did just...
Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be, if you wish to learn about the gods or the history of the Archon War.
No cierra Minecraft, lo que cierra es Minecraft Earth, ¿vale? Es decir, no es el juego en sí que va a cerrar la aplicación móvil, la que es parecida al Pokémon Go, pero no es el Pokémon Go, es Minecraft. Entonces lo van a cerrar, va a cerrar eso, no va a cerrar Minecraft como tal. Si cierra Minecraft como tal, millones de jugadores asaltarían Mojang, o Microsoft en este caso. O Mojang, cualquiera de los dos.
Legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the overlord of the vortex.
Qué guapo, tío. Kilian, feliz año, tío. ¿Cómo estás? Pues mira, yo bien, estoy con unas agujetas que lo flipas ahora mismo y mañana voy a estar con más agujetas todavía. Empezando el año con ganas y con ganas de ponerme más en forma. No, atrasado no. No es atrasado. Se permite hasta cierta fecha felicitar el año. Cuando ya pase esas fechas, ya no se puede. Ya se puede decir atrasado, no sé cuánto.
After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique rock formations we see now.
These mountains were the Lord of Geo's weapons?
What we see now is just the part of them that remains. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis all those years ago. But due to the different angles they landed at, their large centers of mass, erosion by seawater and years of gravity. So besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spears also played a big part.
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly very
Indeed. This is where the value lies in research at Stone Forest. Most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the...
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get very, very rich... I mean, rich with archaeological knowledge and historical...
Acabas de delatar lo que quieres, caballero.
Since we brought so many people, I think it would be best to split up and look.
Okay then. I will go with my friend here. Although I have a smattering of knowledge in various...
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you so surprised?
I get it. I'll escort him then.
Okay. If we find anything valuable or rare, let's meet on the shore opposite.
O sea, que tenemos que estar buscando cosillas, ¿no?
Probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
Vale.
Well, go ahead then. Use your elemental sight to look for any marks.
Dices que el lunes y el martes no hay history porque ha nevado. Hostia, pues cuidado con las nevadas, ¿eh? O sea, aquí en España han nevado muchos sitios y ha sido un show. Vaya. A mí, aquí donde yo estoy no ha nevado nada. Ha nevado, según dice, han nevado y yo creo que lo que ha hecho ha sido granizar. No ha sido tanto tampoco. Y un dab como este. Tengo agujetas por todos lados, tío. Uf. Vale, tenemos que ir para allá, ¿verdad? Pues venga.
Water gliding.
Hola. What the fuck? Vale, caballero. Venga, los dos para abajo. Bueno, entre comillas. Venga, vamos a coger esto. No he cogido los cangrejos porque, bueno, no pasa nada. Me han dado bastante paliza, ¿eh? Vale. Vale. Ah, no tenía que haberlo hecho. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. No pasa nada. Ahora que estamos ahí todos. A por él. Y todo para que me dé un cofre, ¿sabes?
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated. Its remnants still affect the area to this day.
Ven aquí, que tú eres un peñazo de personaje. ¿Me han dejado por aquí algo? No, ¿verdad? Sí, por aquí. Vale. Vamos a ver. Vamos por aquí. Aquí no hay nada, ¿no? O sea... Vale, tengo que ir para allá, ¿verdad? Sí. ¿Llego nadando? ¿Llegaré nadando? Sí, llego. Llego sobrado.
See that object in the center? Perhaps it emits the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly affect them.
Odio esto, ¿eh?
I have a contract. I must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead. Defeat them and recover the relic.
Venga. ¿Otra vez?
Come a little. Come on, we can do it. Boba, get them.
You're in.
Y yo lo llego a saber, me cojo a otro personaje que no sea este.
Boba, get them.
Come a little close.
It's just a stone slab, but its design is quite unique. This should be enough to garner some information.
Madre mía. Vale, tenemos que venir para aquí, ¿verdad? Vale, vamos a aprovechar y vamos a cambiar a Razor. Razor, para aquí.
I'll watch your back. You call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't even recognize this or that.
We all have our areas of expertise. I already tried.
Oh, stop arguing.
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding ruin. She left me to rely solely on guessing, I mean, experience, to find anything valuable to take back. Waste of time.
O sea, que tampoco tiene ni idea, vaya.
I've just been researching the God of Salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so strange? And you kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth. Can the value of relics only be measured in Mora?
I mean, isn't measuring their value in Mora the easiest way?
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were able to bring back some intrigue.
Madre mía, o sea, uno se pelea por el precio, porque se quiere hacer rico, y la otra se preocupa por la historia. Es normal. Una arqueóloga tiene que ser así.
These objects were indeed washed ashore by the overlord of the vortex, but they have nothing to do with the god besides being in the stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint aura of divine power.
Quick, give it to me. At least we didn't come for nothing. The power of the god. Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right? It should be enough to cover the cost of hiring you.
So, it's only valuable for research if there are remnants of divine...
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the God of Salt is because history can tell us about culture and... But you? You're just trying to use archaeology to get rich.
Exacto.
Nonsense. I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya. I swear. If I'm lying, may the Lord of Geo strike me down.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to...
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection. It must have fallen here along with the Jade Chamber. So,
I see. What...
See? You do want to sell these objects!
What? So what? Why can't I pursue wealth both intellectual and material? Don't be so simple-minded. All right, then. No need to stay here any longer. I'm rather quite intrigued by the God of Salt.
Pues vamos para allá. Vale. Vamos a ir curando a la peña, ¿no? Vale, tenemos que ir... Madre mía. Porque no vamos más lejos todavía. Más lejos, más lejos.
Nice and sweet.
Uf, qué pereza enfrentarme a estos ahora, tío. Sobre todo al grandullón.
I heard that Salterai was once the home of the god of Salt's people. Therefore...
According to legend, the people of the god of Salt, Havria, enjoyed... But this legend has been around for ages, with the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders.
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this...
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this cave here. It's related to the god of Salt, which is actually how... However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a mysterious power. Nobody. I found a mechanism that seemed to be related to the seal, but when I undid... So at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my research on the god of Salt. I don't know. There's no concrete evidence. But I'm pretty sure the seal is meant to hide some kind of long-forgotten truth. The god of Salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people, not to mention powerful. She wouldn't have any kind of shameful... So, the one who wants to hide some truth is very possibly her...
This doesn't sound like something the Lord of Geo would do, though.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of the god of Salt lie within this ruin.
You weren't listening at all, were you? Even if there's a mountain of treasures inside, nobody can get in if the...
Ah, but we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with us. He looks like he knows just about everything. A little seal shouldn't be any trouble.
This seal seems to be quite ancient. Even Mr. Zhongli...
I may know something about it.
What?
Over the years, I've heard various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Oh, let's go take a look at the mechanism Miss Wanyan just mentioned.
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli says so.
Al final me veo enfrentándome a los bichos estos. Vale.
Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, look like they definitely had to do with the god of Salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain angle, the secret to the mechanism will be revealed.
Aquí.
See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
Tranquila, ahora,
Because
ahora
there's
vamos, no te
actually another
preocupes.
mechanism that
Madre
must
mía.
be activated.
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
This place seems familiar. Huh, I remember. I think there's some elemental... When I investigated the seal last time, I had someone with a vision accompany me. But when we lit up all the elemental monuments, nothing happened.
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time, but in a certain... The secret to this puzzle is hidden in the legends about the Archon. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingse in the north. All desolate and devoid of life. Liyue is
Sur,
vast.
este, oeste y
Even
norte.
one
Es decir,
haven is hard to
abajo,
find.
derecha, izquierda, arriba. Vale, vale.
To the north, to the east. Do the people of Liyue always talk in riddles?
I think I've heard this.
Certainly you have. And the contents of this saint to provide a haven for her people, whose lives had been ravaged by the Archon War. At that time, with the chaotic fires of war engulfing the land, even one sliver of, and that haven she eventually found is right here.
How sad then. In the end, this peaceful...
Okay, enough with these ancient stories. Now that we have the clue, hurry up and break the seal. Whatever happened doesn't...
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingze in the north.
Sur, este, oeste y norte.
With
Es
this
fácil.
clue, you should be able to solve the puzzle.
Es fácil, es fácil. Primero voy a cargar los bichos estos porque no tengo ganas de que me estén dando la vara. ¿Veis? Es que por eso digo de cargarme a estos primero. Porque me van a estar dando por saco. Y no me apetece, tío. Venga. Venga. Primero de todo había por aquí un cofre, ¿verdad? ¿Había por aquí un cofre o se me está yendo a mí la cabeza? ¿Dónde está el cofre que lo he visto antes? Vale, si nos ponemos aquí sería este primero. Este primero. Luego iría aquel de allí. No, 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 no. Este es el este. Calla, 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 calla. Me he equivocado. Me he equivocado, me he equivocado. Venga, me he equivocado. Este es el último. Y el del sur, ¿dónde está, tío? Míralo, está aquí. Vale, me he equivocado, ¿vale? Este es el primero, ¿vale? Este es el primero que... ¿En serio? ¿En serio? Vale, pues sería primero este. Luego sería este de aquí. Luego este de aquí. Y el último, aquel de allí. Y listo.
Look! The seal really was broken! Mr. Zhongli is indeed quite remarkable.
It was nothing, really. Now,
Claro.
it's time that people
Vamos a darle
learn
la
that
enhorabuena
truth
al
lost
Zhongli
to
cuando he
time.
hecho yo el trabajo entero. Venga, hombre. Por favor.
Before entering the ruin, I have a proposal that will help us prevent the kind of...
Okay.
I propose you two agree upon a contract, stipulating that we alternate who gets claim to each treasure we encounter. With only one to show my sincerity, I won't be taking any treasure. This will just be between you all.
Hey! Don't pass an opportunity like this up so easily!
I don't agree. I mean, you want me to split the treasure with this amateur?
I don't agree either. He will only defile the precious relics left behind by the god of salt.
Well then, if the contract is not agreed upon, you will have to rely on your own experience to find whatever treasures are hidden in this...
You have the audacity to demand this. Okay then. Even half of the
If you want me to agree upon this contract, so be it. If we discover the truth behind the god of salt, you must judge it fairly. Even if the...
I can accept this arrangement. Well then.
Madre mía. Pues nada. Al hoyo. ¿Hay alguna cosa por aquí? Sí, mira. Algún cofre, cofre. Mira, ahí hay otra flor. Uf, pero bueno. No pasa nada. Creo que es la primera vez que entro aquí, ¿eh? Por lo menos no me suena nada, ¿eh?
Race you!
Ah, estoy patoso.
Nice and spicy.
Madre mía. Tengo que liarla tanto, tío.
Let's dance.
Uf, hay que tener a alguien en tejeo.
Understood.
Podríamos intentarlo, a ver qué tal. Como a nivel 35, voy sobrado. Y las manos heladas, tío. No sé para qué pongo el aire acondicionado si... Esto no está calentando nada, tío. ¿En serio?
Are these statues?
No. These are people.
Ugh.
They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this room?
¿Lo puedo subir? ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo subo? La única alternativa que yo le veo.
Come into being.
Venga, sube.
Look at this. It's filled halfway with salt.
Just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt was a god lacking in treasure.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is...
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't...
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt. the god of...
Finally, after all that effort, I've found precious treasure. I claim this as mine.
Qué avaricioso, tío, de verdad. Qué cansino de hombre. Me está hartando, me está cabreando. Uf, ojalá la diosa de la sal le petrifique. Ojalá.
I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags. I can sell it and make a...
Hey! How can you use a relic of the god of salt for such a shallow...
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan, according to the...
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more than this rare find?
Hombre, puede ser. Puede ser.
Since we have a contract...
Then let's move on, shall...
Luego vendrá llorando y dirá, es que quiero ese y no la sal. Bien, menos mal, hijo. La Zhongli, la pobre, recibe, ¿eh? Vale, quiero entender que aquí hay que poner cosillas, ¿no? Pues venga. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? No. No.
Quake!
Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be worth...
This, if I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Esta es la espada, ¿verdad? Es la espada, sí, sí.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another... When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is essentially...
What? That's even better than the salt chalice!
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes...
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I get the short end of the stick?
Tú eres tonto, tío.
And this girl has been useless. Why would she get anything?
Oh boy, here we go again.
So you are saying you want to break the
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer... Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should I let you...
Because you agreed to a... Rex Lapis once said, ones who break their
That is one of your Liyue gods. I am from Snezhnaya.
will suffer the wrath of the rock.
Está por aquí, tío. ¿Cómo odio este personaje, tío? ¿Por qué sufro daño?
run from debt.
¿Ahora qué?
I shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the room.
Oh, darn you!
Some archaeological survey. He could only pretend. Yeah! Good thing Paimon can smell a liar from a mile.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are many other things that make... When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire and follow? I think we should be honest with each other now.
Huh? Beyond?
That in truth, not a single member of this archaeological expedition came here for archaeology.
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really... I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Galley are passed down...
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the chiefs. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Oh, right! Now that you mention it,
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him! But this is Morax's Liyue after all. So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and cruelty in his heart. We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must...
Naturally, of course. But I must add, come with me. All the answers you seek.
Verás tú. Quiero coger esto, tío. ¿Por qué no puedo? ¿O qué tengo que hacer? Vale, tengo que dar la vuelta nada más. Soy subnormal. Vale. Ay, Dios mío, de mi alma. ¿Llego? No llego, tío. Me cago en... No llego, tío. ¿Cómo llego? Escalando, claro. Claro. Esto tenía más sentido. Tengo que curar a esta mujer, tío. La tengo a la pobre quemada. Nunca mejor dicho. Tengo comida y todo, pero prefiero no gastarlo. A ver, dame un segundito. Vale. Entiendo que si lo hago así, en teoría...
let the show begin! Lola, get them!
Fuck. Vale. No llego.
Crumble. This is order.
Venga, vamos a intentar curar a la gente.
Come into feel this ancient power.
Hombre, menos mal. ¿Más? Venga, vente, vente.
Let the show begin!
Vale, antes de nada, vamos a probar esto otra vez. ¡Ah! No puede ser verdad. ¿Me ha atascado? ¿Me ha atascado? Pero bueno. No, que nada, tío. ¿Qué cojo? Uf. Ya me estaba asustando, ¿sabes? Vale, algún cofre más por aquí. No, no. Vale. La daga. O la espada, ¿no? ¿Puede ser la espada?
This is... Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! This proves that the god of salt had to fight back. Fight back against the power of this sword. Surely is much greater than... If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god...
It does look...
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are 2 separate relics.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Yes, but the only 1 object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot
This logic...
Zhongli, she seems like a good person.
When there's a contract,
No.
nothing can be allowed
Lo que en
to
un contrato
slide.
no se puede
If the
permitir.
contract
O
is
sea,
not followed, then it is broken.
si se ha acordado algo es lo que se ha acordado. Guste o no guste.
No. If I only take 1/2, then it can't be repaired. And the power of the god of salt cannot be restored. No matter what. I must be faithful to her, even if it breaks the contract. I don't care.
So you are already decided?
Zhongli!
That is to say, you consign...
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect her people. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my...
No, you can't hit her.
No lo puede pegar uno. Mira, ahí, por favor.
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her. But as punishment...
Huh? The truth? You mean...
Yes. The truth that I am about to tell you. I'm afraid to say that the god of salt, Havria, rather she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost. Never able...
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning, but Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save. However, during such a long war, there is no... After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands.
No.
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her.
Not even a single blade?
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt. But it...
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true! You're trying to test my faith?
As I said before...
Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax!
No acepta la realidad.
Hey, come back.
It is a punishment after all. I did not want to tell her such cruel fact. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will...
Ahí, metiendo el dedo en la llaga. A ver. Me está encantando este hombre.
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt. And betrayal.
Sale tradición. Hay algo para allí, tío. Ni un cofre, tío, no hay nada. Qué triste.
What are all these? What did they see? What did they... What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all that...
Claro, es que este hombre, Zhongli, ha vivido un montón de años, siglos, y tiene que saber todo. Dime que hay algún cofre por aquí, por favor. Por favor. ¡Ple! Ni un cofre, nada, cero. Caca para mí. Madre mía. Vale, ¿tengo que hablar con ella? Sí.
This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind, but the Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought
Hostia.
perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
Que sus propios ciudadanos, la gente del pueblo, mató a la propia diosa. Madre mía.
What about these statue
Los
thingies?
ciudadanos, seguro.
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain, those who could not flee, those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in... So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword and offer up obeisances in hopes, but they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till the end, nurse hatred?
This must be a lie. A false history, all of it.
Joder, compañera, lo estás viendo.
Don't you dare try to shake my faith.
Pues nada, sigue peleándote con tus dudas existenciales.
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any
This is the price she must pay. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply recognizing the truth is good enough for now. Indeed. In ages past, Havria's story served as a warning. Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax. All right then. Now.
Huh? What are you...
Treading old ground. Telling one cannot help but be reminded of...
Cofrecito. Sí. O sea, entiendo que tenemos que ir a un lugar más y creo que ya terminamos la historia. Madre mía, venga, me voy a teletransportar y a tomar por culo. Vale, voy a cambiar de nuevo los personajes. Alvido, te quedas en el banquillo por ahora. No me ha servido de mucho que se diga, ¿eh? O sea, ¿que tengo que subir hasta arriba? Hasta arriba del todo, tío. Uf. Si no recuerdo mal, sería lo ideal por allí, ¿no? Era mejor por aquí, sí. Venga, recupera un poquito de energía, estamina. Si tiro por ahí mejor, ¿no? Sí.
Yahoo! Here we go.
Que así se llega antes, tío. Madre mía, me has hecho subir hasta arriba, ¿eh, Zhongli? Escucha.
Now, I mentioned before that many gods of old have been sealed beneath the Guyan stone. The Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals, and Havria's time was even further in the past. The salt chalice and salt to leave them here is to let them slumber. And it is also a homecoming. I ended an era with my own two hands. I've always wondered how history records, but history may be changed. This incident proved that. Time is a mighty force. I need to find a better way of recording history in order to engrave its truth. Stone carvings were one such ancient method, but unchanging stone, immovable earth, even one's...
Zhongli.
Therefore, I thought of you, traveler. You are one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. As long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times and tide.
Sounds like tough work.
Bueno, soy como una biblioteca andante.
Now then, It is time that we consigned both the salt chalice.
Why do we need to throw the...
As I said before, this is the place to which the remnants of many This includes Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most recently returned to this ocean prison. Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long, naught but folktales remain. Osial, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue.
Da pena, tío.
My legacy
Da
shall
pena.
now be left to those who come after to debate.
Da pena. Bueno, pues hemos acabado la historia. Misión completada, por fin. Una cosa menos que preocuparme. Ya no tenemos misión legendaria, por lo cual vamos a ir dejando el directillo por aquí. Porque mira, son las 12, me quiero acostar temprano porque estoy agotadísimo. Muerto. Subiremos esto lo subiremos al canal de YouTube y lo tendréis directamente sin pasar por edición ni historias porque total es tal cual la historia. Me haré rápidamente las diarias porque eso es una cosa pim pam rápida y ya está. Ya conforme vayamos viendo salgan cosas nuevas del albedo pues lo iré haciendo en directos. Así que nada más, muchísimas gracias por verme, gracias a lo que habéis pasado por aquí para decirme hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Aunque no se ha hablado de mucho. Y nada, nos vemos mañana a las 6, más o menos, en el Stream Fit. Nos vemos. Chao, chao.